Good morning. You are watching Summit Sunrise on a beautiful Friday out there. And starting off the show with me this morning is Don Sully, who is a Colorado artist, and then also Paul Cohen from the Breck Fine Art Gallery. And Don, you don't live up here in Summit County.
I live in Evergreen.
So what are you doing up here this weekend?
Well, I'm up here to maybe ski a little bit and do some painting.
Okay.
I'm going to do a little looking around and, just do some mountain stuff.
Yeah, some mountain stuff. That sounds good.
Maybe I should ask Paul. Paul, what am I doing here?
What brings Don into...
I hope he's going to paint.
That's it, I'm going to paint.
He's going to paint.
I'm going to paint in the gallery this afternoon and tomorrow from like 4 to 8.
That's right. I think he's going to set up a still life, although he's a plein air painter, actually.
Now, let's discuss what that is, because you are the only person that I have...
The only one?
The only one I have ever met that does this. And what is plein air painting?
Well, it's really painting outside.
Okay.
Plein air, kind of a French term, meaning out in the plain air. And it's working outdoors, and so sometimes that could be rather exciting, and sometimes it can be rather wet and muddy
or cold. Don on occasion has gone back into places like Holy Cross, haven't you?
Yes,
with llamas as pack llamas to get all his gear in there and camped in there and just painted. And what happens with the plein air painter really is they're trying to capture the emotion, the light, the feel of the moment, which means they have to paint fast. Is that right?
Very, very fast.
Very fast.
Very fast. Very fast.
Now, Don, you are definitely a very unique artist in this way, because you've been kind of classically trained in a Russian style.
Yes, my teacher Sergei Bongart was a Russian painter from Kiev in the Ukraine, and I was apprenticed to him as a young person. And that's kind of an interesting way to learn. But I was the guy that emptied the trash and set the studio up when he taught and that type of thing, and that's what I'm still doing. I'm still emptying the trash. I'm still setting up the studio, but I've been teaching the way my teacher taught myself, and come from a wonderful lineage of painters, and it's all really to do about color. See, there I am working outdoors. Maybe 20 below zero that morning.
Oh my gosh!
The oil reacts very differently at different temperatures, I'm told.
Oil and water. Oil really doesn't freeze. It gets very, very thick, and you have to use some muscle with it. But also the reverse is true. If you're on a hot, sunny beach, it gets a little wet, a little more pliable. So.
And so what are some of your favorite areas to work in? I'm guessing that Summit County probably provides a lot of inspiration.
Oh, just wonderful. Yeah, a lot of times it's just take the little road, take the trail. Sometimes I'll pack my easel in on a backpacking frame to kind of get away from the vehicle traffic. And sometimes it's just around the corner. But always looking for something new, something fresh. There's so much out there to see.
Or even bringing it down off the mountain while
skiing. Right. That is definitely a very
good.
Rare sight. You don't see that very often while you're out there on the slopes.
No, they were calling me the painter dude. Look, there's the painter dude.
The painter dude. And so you're going to be in town doing a little painting for us, which is such an incredible experience for you guys if you're interested in art, or even if you're just kind of curious about the experience. The fact that people get to come in and actually see how your process works.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a still life in the gallery and paint from that still life. And I'm thinking something that has a lot of texture, a lot of pattern. I brought some tapestries, sort of a background, and then a plate of just a multitude of apples, oranges, fruit. Kind of the interesting thing is some of the apples are rather, they're at the point where they're wrinkled and have changed in color, so they have a large variety.
Oh.
So it may not be the prettiest thing to paint, but that's my job, is to take something that may not be so pretty because of the wrinkledness and make it beautiful.
That's it.
So
some of us are kind of,
and some of the apples we can eat, and some of them you won't want to eat.
That's true.
So Paul, how does this work? I mean, do people have to buy tickets for this kind of thing?
No. We're open 7 days a week, from 10 in the morning till 8 in the evening. The show is officially from 4 to 8. Don will be there both today, Friday, and Saturday, from 4 to 8. But we've got Don's work and have had his work for 10 years now in the gallery, and we've probably got, 20 of his paintings in there already for this weekend. So people are welcome to come on in. We're right on the corner of South Park and South Main. bring the family. In fact, we had a whole big family in yesterday with lots of kids as well that are coming back to watch Don work today. Because
The kids have the best questions sometimes. They'll just put it right out there. And
they're
just
direct.
no, it's like, why are you doing that? It's like, well, let me tell you. But it gives everyone a nice view of the process. You know,
Yeah.
I'll be working start to finish, and working because I am a plein air painter and I do work fast. I'm wanting to start and finish a painting each day,
Wow.
and so
In one day, my gosh.
it happens.
It happened.
It's wet on wet.
And I love the fact that families are so welcome in the gallery. I mean, that I think is so huge because in my experience growing up, you know, it was always like, do not touch anything. You walk in there like this, like don't even look, don't breathe. You know, definitely not the same feeling in the gallery.
No, young ones deserve to be surrounded by fine art, and we've got some wonderful artists. Don Soller's, of course, is beautiful work. From the still lifes to the landscapes. What's really exciting, Don does great workshops as well, where he'll take beginners to very great experienced painters and train them. And you've got some international workshops coming up as well. I was looking there.
Yes, I'm actually going to Mexico and to Italy.
Tuscany, I saw. It's a very nice looking spot where you'll all be staying.
It's like, right, it's just like, you know, can't wait.
Well,
You want to come?
I don't want to paint, I just want to go to Tuscany again.
So how does that work? How do we get signed up for those workshops?
Well, you can go to my website, sollystudio.com or paintersjourney.com, and there's just all sorts of information. We do, you know, I teach in Denver at the Art Students League, and in the summer I'll be having some plein air classes in my garden and various locations up here in Summit County, I'm hoping.
And so do people have to have experience in order to sign up for these workshops?
Not really. It's something that someone can just start up, you know, and or if you're experienced, and sometimes the new students are almost a little bit easier because it's easier to learn afresh than to unlearn something.
Right.
You know, imagine trying to ski a different way.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
kind of, or develop a new golf swing.
Really difficult.
Don't talk
Well,
about
I don't even
talk
go
about
there.
my goals.
Not even go there.
So again, your website is what for people to sign up for this?
It's sollystudio.com
Okay.
or paintersjourney.com.
Okay. All right, so you guys can go on there and maybe learn from Don
See, that
himself.
was good timing.
A very good time. Those guys are good back there. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So if you'd like to see Don in person, which I highly recommend, I mean, this experience is just, it's so unique. And how often do you get to actually go and see the artist whose work you're buying work in person? I mean, it's just so much fun. It's just so magical. It's one of my favorite things to do here in Summit County. And so it's from 4 to 8 today and
4 to 8
tomorrow?
today and tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. It's also nice, too, if you get a nice piece of art by Don, he's quite happy to dedicate the back and get a photograph with the artist with a piece of art and the client and everything. It's nice. It's all part of the authenticity and the adventure.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Well, you guys, thanks so much for coming on this
thank you,
morning
Ashley.
and
Thank you.
kicking off our Friday show with us. We're going to take a quick break, though, and we'll be right back with more Summit Sunrise, so don't go anywhere. So, here are these from the gallery.